Every town has its legends. Some are bedtime tales made to scare children into behaving, but others are not stories at all. They are warnings. And in the quiet town of Fairview, the warning was always the same. Never seek the porcelain doll with the painted smile. They called it the smiling one, because no matter who owned it, the doll was always smiling. But not with joy, not with kindness. It was the kind of smile that looked alive, as if it knew something you didn't. As if it was waiting. Daniel was 13, the summer his family moved into his grandmother's crumbling old house. The place smelled of dust and age, wallpaper peeling in strips, wood groaning at night like the house itself was breathing. His parents warned him not to play in the attic. Too many boxes, too much junk. But Daniel was curious. One afternoon, while chasing a moth that darted through a cracked window pane, he wandered up the narrow stairs. Stacks of trunks and crates loomed around him. Broken furniture slumped in the shadows. Cobwebs swayed like curtains, and then he saw it, a wooden chest, tucked behind old quilts. He pried it open, dust billowing into the air. Inside, wrapped in brittle yellow paper, was a doll. Its porcelain skin was unnaturally pale. Its glass eyes shimmered like ice, and its lips curved into a painted smile that looked far too human. Daniel brushed it off and lifted it up. "Just an old toy," he muttered. "Grandma must have forgotten it." But when he carried it downstairs, his grandmother froze. The color drained from her face. Her teacup slipped from her hand, shattering on the floor. "Daniel," she whispered, trembling, "where did you find that?" "In the attic," he said. "Why? It's just a doll." Her voice cracked. "No, that thing is not a toy. Put it back, now." Daniel blinked. He had never seen her so frightened. But he was 13, stubborn and curious, and instead of obeying her warning, he kept the doll. That night, Daniel placed the doll on a chair by his desk. The house grew silent. His parents slept. His grandmother's room was at the far end of the hall. Daniel stared at the ceiling, restless. Something felt wrong. Then came the sound. Soft, subtle, scratching. At first he thought it was mice in the walls. But the sound wasn't coming from behind the plaster. It was coming from his closet. Heart pounding, Daniel got up and pulled the door open. And there it was, the doll, sitting upright inside the closet, staring. But Daniel hadn't put it there. The next morning, Daniel told his parents. They only laughed. "Your imagination," his father said. "Dolls don't move." But Daniel knew what he saw. That night, he left the doll back on the desk, tried to ignore it. Sometime after midnight, a whisper stirred him awake. "Daniel." His eyes flew open. The room looked empty until he turned his head. The doll was gone from the desk, and now it sat on his nightstand, inches from his face. Its painted smile stretched wider. By the third night, the fear was unbearable. His mother woke to Daniel's screams. She ran to his room and froze. The doll was on his chest, its tiny porcelain hands pressing against his throat. Daniel's face flushed red, his eyes bulging in terror. His mother tore the doll away, hurling it into the fireplace. Flames roared as paint bubbled and porcelain cracked. The air stank of smoke and burning cloth. It shattered in the fire, but when she turned, the doll was standing on the shelf, perfect, untouched. That night, Daniel's grandmother finally confessed. The doll had belonged to a girl a century ago. A girl who had died suddenly, under strange circumstances. Her parents claimed her spirit clung to the doll, but others whispered it wasn't the child at all. It was something older, something darker, and every family who kept it met the same fate. Daniel tried everything. He locked it in a trunk. He buried it deep in the woods. He even left it on the church steps. But no matter what he did, it always came back. At the foot of his bed, on the kitchen table. Once, even waiting for him halfway down the staircase in the dark. The whispers grew louder. Sometimes his parents heard them too. And once, they swore they saw the doll move. On the seventh night, Daniel's bed was empty. The window stood open, curtains swaying in the cold breeze, and on the mattress sat the doll, its porcelain smile cracked, its glass eyes gleaming in the moonlight. Daniel was never seen again. No one knows where the doll is now. Some say it drifts from house to house, waiting for another child to find it. Others believe it never left Fairview at all, hidden in another attic, another box, waiting. But one truth remains. The cursed doll does not stay burned. It does not stay buried. And once it chooses you, there is no escape. So if you ever find a porcelain doll with glassy eyes and a painted smile, don't touch it. Don't bring it home. And above all, don't look into its eyes, because once you do, it will never let you go.